Welcome to Coins History. Today we're uncovering rare USA Kennedy half-dollar coins, hidden treasures that could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Let's see if your coin is a secret goldmine. Coin 1. You've probably held a 50-cent piece in your hand, but what if I told you that one from 1971 could hide a little treasure? Today we're diving into the story of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that seems common, until you discover its rare secrets. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar was the first regular issue after silver was removed from half-dollars. Instead of silver, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel clad composition, a copper core with nickel outer layers. That basic change made most 1971 coins everyday pocket change once they hit circulation. Millions were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, mint mark, flooding wallets and banks across America. For this reason, if you find a regular circulated 1971 half-dollar, it's often worth just its face value, or at most $1 or $2. Cointrackers.com +21971 half-dollar coinvalue.com +2. But here's where things get interesting for coin lovers and collectors. A handful of 1971 coins slipped through with major minting quirks or outright errors. Some were struck on leftover silver planchets from earlier years. Imagine, a 1971 modern half-dollar, secretly made from silver. These accidental silver planchet coins are extremely rare. One such 1971 half-dollar, graded MS61, sold at auction for a staggering $13,000. PCGS.com +1. But silver planchets aren't the only collectible oddballs. There are error coins with double die obverse, where letters or dates appear slightly doubled, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even proof coins with missing designer initials, no FG, proofs, mistakes that make some coins far rarer than ordinary strikes. Cointrackers.com +2 Antiques know-how +2. So if you're sorting through a bunch of 1971 halves, here's what to check if you hope for a rare find. Examine the edge. Does it lack the usual copper ring, suggesting a silver planchet? Weigh it. A silver planchet coin might weigh a bit more. Look closely at the date, lettering, and fields for doubling, off-center strikes or missing details. Even proof coins deserve a close inspection under magnification. For most collectors, a typical 1971 half-dollar in uncirculated, mint state condition might fetch somewhere between $18 and $65 depending on grade and eye appeal. Coinweek.com +2 US coins value +2. But if you have one of those rare error varieties, especially a silver planchet 1971 or a high-grade double die or proof error, then you might be holding a serious numismatic gem.so. Listen carefully, coin lovers. If you own a 1971 half-dollar, examine it closely. You might be more than just 50 cents richer. Collecting coins isn't just about dates and shine. Sometimes value hides in the mistakes, in the odd ones that slipped past the minting presses. If you enjoy videos like this and want more coin hunting stories and rare finds, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss next time. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your treasure hunt. Real-world market price for a normal 1971 half-dollar today, typically $1 to $3 in circulated/ungraded condition. Uncirculated/mint state coins can reach $18 to $65. Auction record for a rare error 1971 struck on silver planchet, about $13,000. See you next time, and keep checking those coins. Coin 2. Imagine holding a coin so ordinary that millions of people tossed it into drawers, coin jars, cash registers, and pockets without ever realizing what they were touching. But hidden among those millions is a version of the United States of America 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark that can flip from pocket change to profit, from 50 cents to a collector's dream. Today, coin lovers, listen closely, because this is the kind of coin story that makes collectors obsessed, makes hunters greedy, and makes ordinary people wonder how much treasure is hiding in their homes right now. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar looks simple at first glance. Copper-nickel clad, shiny when new, dull when circulated, the kind of coin people don't even look at twice. The Denver Mint produced them by the tens of millions. You'd think that means the coin has no value beyond its tiny face value, but this is where the story gets exciting. Because some of these coins did not come out of the mint the way they were supposed to. Some escaped the machinery with tiny mistakes that turned into huge money decades later. Let's talk about the most famous one, the no FG error. Usually, on the back of the coin, under the eagle's tail feathers, the initials FG appear, representing the designer Frank Gasparo. But on some 1972D coins, those initials faded, vanished, or were never struck clearly at all. And that tiny missing detail, invisible to someone not paying attention, is exactly what collectors fight over. A small mistake creates big value. A little missing mark can mean the difference between 50 cents and hundreds of dollars, but the no FG error is only the beginning. Some 1972D halves have doubling on the letters, especially around the motto or the date. If you spot thick, shadow-like markings where there should only be one stroke, that coin is no accident, that coin is a survivor of a minting slip-up that collectors adore. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design is pushed to the edge like the machine sneezed while minting the coin. There are clipped planchets where a small crescent-shaped bite appears on the rim. These are the kinds of coins that turn regular people into treasure hunters. Collectors love the thrill, the chase, the feeling of discovering a rare piece that everyone else missed. And the 1972D Kennedy half-dollar is one of those coins that rewards the patient, the curious, and the lucky. If you have one at home, don't just flip it over and put it down. Hold it toward the light. Rotate it. Study the eagle, the lettering, the date. Because sometimes the smallest details are worth the biggest money, and if you find one in mint state condition, sharp strike, no wear, full luster, then the value climbs even higher. A perfect or near-perfect example of any rare error variety can turn your simple old coin into a genuine collectible worth bragging about. So coin lovers, treasure hunters, and curious viewers, keep searching. Coins like this remind us that value hides where we least expect it. And if you enjoy these stories of rare coins and hidden fortune, make sure to subscribe, because the next video might be about the very coin sitting in your pocket right now. Real market price for a normal circulated 1972D Kennedy half-dollar is around 50 cents to a few dollars. Uncirculated mint state examples can sell for amounts in the tens of dollars. A rare no FG error in mint state has sold at auction for about $900. Thanks for watching, and may the next coin you find be the big one. Coin 3. Hey there, coin friends. Today I've got something for you that may seem ordinary at first glance, a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar from the United States. But don't be fooled by the date. If you pay close attention, you might discover why this seemingly ordinary coin deserves a second look. Picture this, a half-dollar, the familiar profile of a former president, spinning in your palm. In 1973, the U.S. Mint wasn't using silver anymore. Instead, the Kennedy halves from that year were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition. That means what you're holding probably looks like everyday change. Use a coinbook.com +2 coin identifier +2 because the mint struck millions that year, tens of millions from the Philadelphia facility alone, and even more from Denver. Most 1973 halves out in the wild remain common and ordinary. Cointrackers +2 rarest.org +2. But here's where the story gets interesting. Among those millions, a few quietly survived decades of wear, uncirculated, crisp, with full details and no scratches. Maybe even tucked away in a dime bag, a jar, a forgotten drawer. Those are the ones collectors watch for. According to recent market data, a typical circulated 1973 Kennedy half-dollar might fetch just $1 or $2, or perhaps only its face value. Coinauctionshelp.com +2 cointrackers +2. Yet if that same coin is in mint state condition, sharp, pristine, edge-reeded, no signs of wear, things change dramatically. Auction houses have recorded a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar graded MS-67 selling for $240. PCGSF for collectors, that's more than pocket change. It's a treasure, but condition isn't the only thing that can make a 1973 half-dollar stand out. There are special varieties and minting mistakes to watch for, the kind that spark a collector's excitement. Double die strikes. Off-center strikes. Die cracks, die cuts. sometimes even coins struck on the wrong planchet. Each of these quirks can bump up value, sometimes significantly. Antiques Know How +2 Rarest.org +2 And don't forget about the collector-only strikes. The 1973 coins minted at San Francisco marked with an S were made as proof coins. They often have a mirror-like finish and different appeal for collectors than typical circulation coins. Coin trackers +1 So here's the thing, if you have a 1973 Kennedy $50, don't toss it aside just because it looks like a regular coin. Hold it. Look closely. Under good light, inspect the edges, the letters, the date. If everything is sharp and unblemished, or if there's something unusual about its strike, this coin could be worth far more than 50 cents. Now, real talk about value. A worn, circulated 1973 Kennedy $50 typically sells for about half a dollar to $1 or $2, barely above face value. CoinAuctionShelp.com +2 Coin trackers +2 But a top quality, mint state example, especially if graded MS-67, has sold at auction for $240. PCGS +1 And coins with rare strike errors or strong collector appeal. Their worth depends a lot on the specific error, condition, and supply, sometimes modest, sometimes surprisingly high. So if you're a coin lover, or just someone holding old change, next time you come across a 1973 Kennedy $50, pause a moment. You might be holding a little slice of history, and maybe a hidden gem that if you enjoyed this coin exploration, and want to see more weird, rare, or valuable coins from around the world, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay tuned. I'll be back soon with more coin stories. Thanks for watching, happy coin hunting. Coin 4. Here's a draft of a YouTube video script about the 1978 United States Kennedy $50. Feel free to tweak the tone or adjust the details as you like. Today I want to take you on a quick journey into the world of coin collecting, and we'll shine a spotlight on a coin many people overlook, the 1978 Kennedy $50. You might think it's just another old coin, but if you listen carefully, you'll realize this little $50 could be hiding some real surprises. Imagine this. You open an old box, you pull out a coin dated 1978, and suddenly you're holding a small piece of history, minted in the United States, carrying the iconic portrait of John F. Kennedy, struck at a time when coins were still being handled every day, pocket to pocket. For many, the 1978 Kennedy $50 is just a 50-cent piece, but for collectors, especially those who hunt for pristine condition or unusual variations, it can be much more than that. Let's break it down. The standard 1978 $50 was issued by the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and also by the Denver Mint, with a D. Large mintage numbers, in the millions, make most of these coins common. Wikipedia +2 Rarest.org +2 If you pull one out of your change collection, chances are it's a circulated coin, and for everyday spending it was worth 50 cents, but in the collector's market, its value can shift dramatically depending on condition. Coin trackers +1 So what makes a 1978 $50 interesting for collectors? First, high-grade uncirculated coins. If you're lucky enough to find one that looks almost brand new, with crisp edges, full detail, and no wear, that catches the eyes of collectors hunting for mint state examples. Such coins are rare because most 1978 have saw circulation, in pockets, cash registers, or coin jars, slowly wearing down their detail. Second, errors and minting quirks. Occasionally, a 1978 $50 might show slight off-center strikes, unexpected die cracks, double die lettering, or other imperfections. Those anomalies, rare by nature, draw special interest. A mistake that made it through production and into circulation turns a common coin into something unique. Collectors love those stories hidden in small mistakes. Third, condition and certification. Coins graded by professional services as MS, mint state, 65, 66, or even 67 plus are rare and much more desirable. They've been preserved nearly perfectly for decades. When one of these pops up, it feels like finding treasure in a dusty old box. That if you're a coin lover, and you've got patience and a keen eye, the 1978 Kennedy $50 could surprise you. Keep an old coin jar handy, run your fingers across the ridged edge, look for mint marks, shifts in lettering, strange where, because the next great find could be sitting right there, forgotten. And now, what about actual numbers, real market price and auction value, just so you know what we're talking about. For a typical circulated 1978 Kennedy half dollar, the going rate is often close to its face value, about 50 cents. Rarest.org +1 but a coin in high mint condition, uncirculated and certified, can trade much higher. Some have sold for a few dollars, while top-graded examples have fetched hundreds of dollars at auction. Great Collections +2 PCGS +2 if you enjoyed this dive into the 1978 Kennedy half dollar story, and if you love the idea that hidden value could lie inside your spare change, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the bell so you don't miss any treasure hunting episodes. I'll be back soon with more rare coin finds, hidden gems, and maybe one day, a coin that changes someone's life. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Coin 5. Today we're diving into a fascinating little treasure, the 1979 U.S. Kennedy half dollar. If you're a coin lover or just curious about old coins, stick around. You might be pleasantly surprised by what you learn. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that thousands of others once spent, but this one could be more than just 50 cents. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar was minted in large numbers, for example, around 68,312,000 from the Philadelphia Mint, and made of copper nickel clad, no silver content, but a solid piece of American numismatic history. USA Coin Book +2 Rarest.org +2 What makes this coin interesting for collectors isn't its face value, it's all about condition, variety, and the occasional minting error. Most circulated 1979 halves are common and usually trade around or just above face value. Cointrackers +2 Rarest.org +2 But if you've got one in superb, uncirculated condition, crisp edge, full detail on Kennedy's portrait and the eagle on the reverse, no signs of wear, that's when the coin becomes collectible. Even more intriguing, some 1979 halves were struck on wrong planchets, for example, the smaller Anthony planchet, intended for a different coin, or coins with off-center strikes, missing clad layers, broad strikes or strike-throughs. These oddities catch the eyes of serious collectors because they're rare and unusual. Cointrackers +2 CoinValueLookup.com +2 Then there are the proof coins from 1979, famously the ones minted at the San Francisco Mint, with the S mark. Proofs often have a deep cameo contrast, frosted design elements against mirror-like fields, which makes them especially desirable. Some proof coins and rare die varieties of 1979 half dollars can command much higher interest among collectors. Coin Value Checker +2 Coin Identifier +2 If you're just starting collecting, a regular circulated 1979 Kennedy half will likely be worth about 50 cents to $1 or $2. Rarest.org +2 Coin Identifier +2 But a well-preserved uncirculated coin, especially with a special error or proof status, could go for considerably more. Some high-grade or rare 1979 halves have sold at auction for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making this otherwise common coin a hidden gem for those who know what to look for. Coin Value Checker +2 Coin Identifier +2 So if you find one of these lying around, take your time to inspect it under good light, check edges, mint mark, strike sharpness. You might just have a collectible piece rather than a mere half dollar. If you enjoyed this walkthrough, don't forget to subscribe for more coin stories, intriguing collectibles and hidden treasures. Stay curious, keep hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Coin 6. Today we're diving into a coin that seems ordinary at first glance, but the moment collectors hear about its hidden surprises, they lean in a little closer. The United States of America Kennedy half dollar from the year 1980. A coin that millions have seen but only a few truly understand. If you've ever wondered whether that shiny half dollar tucked away in your drawer could be worth more than 50 cents, stay with me, because this one might take you by surprise. The 1980 Kennedy half dollar marks the beginning of the post-silver era, struck in copper nickel clad, yet it still carries the legacy of one of America's most beloved presidents. But what makes this coin fascinating today is not the material alone, but the unexpected rarities and errors that slipped out of the minting presses and into the hands of sharp-eyed collectors. while the regular 1980 half dollar was minted in huge numbers, certain pieces stand out like hidden gems. Some coins show off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, giving the coin an eye-catching misaligned look. Others carry die cracks, creating raised lines across the surface that turn an ordinary coin into a minting mystery. And then there are the prized double die examples, where the lettering or details appear duplicated, making collectors rush to grab them whenever they surface. The 1980D Mintmark coins and even the Philadelphia issues can show these rare quirks, and that is exactly where the value begins to climb. A normal circulated coin might not make headlines, but a flawless mint state piece with original luster can immediately attract attention from seasoned collectors. And when an error joins the party, especially a dramatic one, suddenly the coin no one expected becomes the coin everyone wants. Imagine finding a half dollar with a bold off-center strike or a double die that makes the date look doubled to the naked eye. Those are the types of coins that leave collectors whispering, could this really be hiding in my pocket change? That curiosity is what keeps the 1980 Kennedy half dollar alive in the treasure hunt world of numismatics. So let's talk realistic numbers, in words, so there's no confusion. A normal circulated 1980 Kennedy half dollar usually trades for around $1 to $3 in today's collector market. A brilliant uncirculated example can jump to around $10 to $30 depending on grade and shine. But error coins are the real stars. A strong double die or a major off-center strike can reach values from $100 all the way up to over $1,000 in the right auction, especially when the coin is preserved in high grade. That if you enjoyed exploring this rare and underrated coin, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because we uncover hidden treasures every single day. Stay curious, coin lovers, and I'll see you in the next video. Coin 7. Hey coin lovers! Today we're zooming in on a seemingly ordinary little half dollar, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar, but trust me, this one might just surprise you. If you've ever stumbled upon a dusty old coin and wondered, could this be worth a fortune, stick around, because what looks like pocket change may hide a hidden treasure. Back in 1985, the US Mint struck millions of these coins. That huge production run means most 1985 Kennedys you find in circulation are common, but among the mass, a special few stand out. And that's exactly what makes this coin so interesting for collectors and treasure hunters alike. First, understand that regular 1985 Kennedy half dollars were intended for everyday use, basic silver-clad, 31 mm in diameter, copper-nickel composition. They served their purpose as 50-cent pieces. But over the years, collectors started hunting for coins in exceptional condition, uncirculated, mint state, or even proof versions. What makes the rare ones stand out is condition and origin. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint, marked P, or Denver Mint, marked D, can fetch higher value if their surfaces remain pristine, with sharp details, no wear, crisp rims and clean luster. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, marked S, especially deep cameo proofs, are even more sought after because of their mirrored fields and frosted details, giving them that special collector's shine. Imagine pulling one of these out of a roll, untouched, perfect. That's the dream for any coin collector. Many 1985 pieces were handled and worn through decades, but if you've got one in top condition it might just be a gem. Over time, some of these mint state coins have surfaced at major auctions, and that's where the magic happens. They don't come cheap. A high-grade coin from 1985 can command serious money. Business strike coins and exceptional mint state and proof coins from that year occasionally attract bidders willing to pay well above face value, because rarity in near-perfect condition still counts, even for a common year like 1985. If you love coins, if you enjoy the thrill of potentially discovering a rare piece among ordinary change, this is exactly the kind of coin to watch for. Check the mint mark, check the surface, check for wear. And treat every coin like a possibility. So before you toss that 1985 half dollar into a drawer or spend it, pause. Examine it under good light. You might be holding a pocket-sized collectible waiting for someone who sees its true value. And the best part? Even a modestly nice piece can bring a smile, while a near-perfect specimen could make you stand out among collectors. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one small coin with big potential, hit that subscribe button, show some love, and don't forget to click the like button. I've got plenty more coin hunting stories and rare finds to share. Today's real market and auction price. A typical circulated 1985 Kennedy half dollar might only bring 51 cents to a couple of dollars. But a high-grade uncirculated or proof version, especially top mint or mint state, has sold at auction for thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching, coin fans. Keep your eyes open, your next pocket change might just be your next collector's gem. See you on the next video. If you like, I can write 2 alternate versions, one more dramatic and mystery treasure hunt style, and one more educational and detailed for serious collectors. Want me to build those for you? Coin 7. Hey coin lovers! Today we're zooming in on a seemingly ordinary little half dollar, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar, but trust me, this one might just surprise you. If you've ever stumbled upon a dusty old coin and wondered, could this be worth a fortune, stick around, because what looks like pocket change may hide a hidden treasure. Back in 1985, the US Mint struck millions of these coins. That huge production run means most 1985 Kennedys you find in circulation are common, but among the mass, a special few stand out. And that's exactly what makes this coin so interesting for collectors and treasure hunters alike. First, understand that regular 1985 Kennedy half dollars were intended for everyday use, basic silver-clad, 31 mm in diameter, copper-nickel composition. They served their purpose as 50-cent pieces. But over the years, collectors started hunting for coins in exceptional condition, uncirculated, mint state, or even proof versions. What makes the rare ones stand out is condition and origin. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint, marked P, or Denver Mint, marked D, can fetch higher value if their surfaces remain pristine, with sharp details, no wear, crisp rims and clean luster. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, marked S, especially deep cameo proofs, are even more sought after because of their mirrored fields and frosted details, giving them that special collector's shine. Imagine pulling one of these out of a roll, untouched, perfect. That's the dream for any coin collector. Many 1985 pieces were handled and worn through decades, but if you've got one in top condition it might just be a gem. Over time, some of these mint state coins have surfaced at major auctions, and that's where the magic happens. They don't come cheap. A high-grade coin from 1985 can command serious money. Business strike coins and exceptional mint state and proof coins from that year occasionally attract bidders willing to pay well above face value, because rarity in near-perfect condition still counts, even for a common year like 1985. If you love coins, if you enjoy the thrill of potentially discovering a rare piece among ordinary change, this is exactly the kind of coin to watch for. Check the mint mark, check the surface, check for wear. And treat every coin like a possibility. So before you toss that 1985 half dollar into a drawer or spend it, pause. Examine it under good light. You might be holding a pocket-sized collectible waiting for someone who sees its true value. And the best part? Even a modestly nice piece can bring a smile, while a near-perfect specimen could make you stand out among collectors. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one small coin with big potential, hit that subscribe button, show some love, and don't forget to click the like button. I've got plenty more coin hunting stories and rare finds to share. Today's real market and auction price. A typical circulated 1985 Kennedy half dollar might only bring 51 cents to a couple of dollars. But a high-grade uncirculated or proof version, especially top mint or mint state, has sold at auction for thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching, coin fans. Keep your eyes open, your next pocket change might just be your next collector's gem. See you on the next video. If you like, I can write 2 alternate versions, one more dramatic and mystery treasure hunt style, and one more educational and detailed for serious collectors. Want me to build those for you?